Hi, I'm Michelle Fox, and I want to talk today about the dreaded Facebook algorithm, or how do you get people to see your stuff? How do you get your group to actually see your posts? How do you get people to show up to the parties that you put together on Facebook? How do you get your team members to know that there is a Zoom meeting tonight? I want you to realize that it is doable and that there are reasons why people aren't getting the message. So it's not so much that you are not putting out relevant information or that people don't care. It's that they're not hearing it and, or probably they're not getting that information often enough. So let's start with that they might not be hearing it. The Facebook algorithm is such that Facebook is a social platform, and Facebook wants to see that you are being social. They want to see that you are chatting with them, your audience or your friends, and that your friends are responding, that there's a back and forth happening. They want to see that other people are observing and liking and approving of what's going on. And when that activity starts happening, then that post gets more attention in the feed. It gets pushed up in the feed. And there are other things that just by nature, they are automatically pushed up in the feed. For example, a live video on Facebook is favored over anything else. It trumps everything. So that's just an example of something that, kind of regardless of whether people are looking at it or not, is going to be favored. But for the most part, if you want something to be seen, you need to make sure that the very first people that see it are commenting on it, and that there are reactions to it, and that you react so that there's a back and forth. So let me expand on that. There's something called warming up the algorithm, and that is where you can go onto Facebook and you can actually get things in motion by looking at your own feed and liking and commenting on your friends' posts, your customers' posts, your team members' posts. And then when they reply to what you put, then you click a heart or a smiley. And that is back and forth. That is interaction. So then it's sort of like Facebook is waking up like, oh, Michelle is active. She's interacting. She's being social on this social network. Let's see what Michelle's going to do next. So when you are about to post something, so let's say you take morning to post, go ahead and warm up the algorithm first by getting in there, kind of seeing what everybody else is doing, say hi, click on some things, look at some things, comment, like, etc. Take a moment to see if they've responded to you, and then you reply back. That's warming things up, okay? Then you want to strategically post. You can find out the best times to post. You can either Google it because there are generic best times to post, but if you have a business page or a group from your business page, there are actually stats that Facebook will give you that will tell you exactly the days and times that people are most likely in your group to be on Facebook. So, like for me, I know that Mondays around noon, I have a lot of people watching Facebook, that they look at their Facebook. Tuesdays, it's in the evening. Wednesdays, it's in the evening. Thursdays, it's about 3 o'clock. It's just, and I just know this because I look it up all the time. So you want to warm things up. You want to post when people are watching and listening and are more likely to respond. You can respond to your own post. So as soon as you post something, you can go in there and be the first person to comment. You can like your own post. Why not? And you can even tag the people in your group. If it's a small group, if it's, let's say, a party that you're putting together and it's got, 8, 12, 15 people in it, you could individually in a comment put all of their names in there, because then they will get a notification that they've been mentioned, and they will, out of curiosity, come to see what's going on, what's this post all about. But you can also just mention the group by using the @ symbol and then the exact name of the group, and it will tag everyone in that group. So that's another way of getting their attention. The people that are on, hopefully they will see it and respond in some way, and then you respond as well. And throughout the day, you want to check back and continue that same thing. If they comment back. If they ask a question, answer the question. If they express an interest in something, by all means, you want to address it in the comment, but then you also want to send them a private message to do business. But that is how you're getting this activity, this whirlwind happening. And Facebook then starts to see you as a mover and a shaker and notices when you post. So you want to start thinking strategically about when and how and why you post. You also want to consider how you are phrasing it, because if it is you focused, it is less likely to get a reaction than if it is them focused. So for example, if I say, I'm selling this charcoal mask and it is X number of dollars, but for the next, 24 hours, I'll give you X dollars off. I have a goal of selling, 10 of them by 5 o'clock tonight. I am in a contest, etc. Me. But if you shift that and say, you will love the results of this mask. You won't believe how, bright and fresh your skin is going to look, whatever. And talk more about the benefits for them, the excitement for them, how it's going to affect their life, how it's going to improve their life. People are much more interested in how it's going to impact them than how it's going to impact you, frankly. And other things that you can just by observing what other groups do, engagement posts. We've all heard about this, like the, would you rather, or this or that, or opinion polls, or quizzes, word games, giveaways. All of those kinds of things tend to get people's attention because people love to give their opinion, because they like to win prizes. So if you have a nice balance then of posts that get people's attention, that are focused on them and not you, that are posted at a time when most of them are already online, and that you're making sure that before you even go there, that you're warming up the algorithm by getting in there and interacting with people, and that once it's out there, that you keep it going, where you continue to respond to the comments, you continue to like and send smileys and those sorts of things into private message. It is a little bit of work, but it's not hard work. And most of us are in and out of Facebook all day long anyway. So it's just to discipline yourself to think first of your business, and then, look into, whatever it is that you're looking on Facebook for personal reasons. Whatever personal reason you're on Facebook can actually help your business, because as you are looking, reading, responding, commenting, liking, sharing, that is still warming up the algorithm so that when you post for business, you are getting more attention. So it all starts working together. Next thing is, okay, so they're seeing my posts, but how do I get them to come to my parties, to come to my event, to remember that we're having a Zoom call tonight? Well, that goes back to the age-old problem that people just aren't going to remember if you tell them once, okay? You need to tell them over and over and over. You need to tell them in different ways. And most people need to hear it at least 5 times. So we call it layering. You've done it before. You just haven't had to do it in social media. But for example, if I have an event, I'm not just going to post a link to my event. I'm going to go live and I'm going to explain how excited I am about the event. I'm going to have an awesome banner that refers to the event. I have the link for the event, but then I'm also going to like and comment, on that post where I share that link. I'm going to send private messages telling people why I think they should come and how excited I am that they will, hopefully they'll be there, and ask if they have any questions. I'm going to send reminders the closer we get. I will probably even personally send them the link through Messenger, because not everybody is Facebook savvy. Just because we made the group or we made the event and we know the link doesn't mean they know the link. They are involved in lots of other things, and they probably didn't think to pin it or save it. So if they can't remember the name of the group or the event and it's not handy, and they're already struggling to remember, you've just got all of those things working against you. So as much as possible, you want to remind them what it is, when it's happening, why you're excited about it, and make it as easy as possible for them to access it by giving them the link, by explaining how to use it, by explaining how to get there. Assume nothing, okay? Don't assume that they know how to do these things. Assume they don't. Assume that they have never been to a Facebook party. They've never been on a Zoom call, so that you are covering all your bases and really making it as simple as possible for them. They will appreciate it. And if they don't need that information, it just kind of falls to the wayside. They don't need it. If they need it, they appreciate it. But you want to continue to layer that, where you just know that they will know. So, for example, there are certain commercials that they have over and over and over, to like the second you hear the beginning of that commercial, you can recite the whole stinking commercial, whether it's anything you're interested in it or not, because you've heard it so many times. We as humans just need that to really retain information. And your customers and friends, they don't mean to hurt your feelings and not go to your events or not go to or respond to what you're posting. They're busy. They've got a lot of things on their mind, and they need to be reminded, they need to be refocused, and they also need it to be as simple as possible. As you are interacting with people on Facebook, in order to please the algorithm, you are actually doing yourself a favor, doing your business a favor, because all of these interactions are increasing the like, know, and trust factor between you and your customers, or you and your team members. And it all works together. Facebook wants you to be social because it's a social network. This actually works in our favor because we need community. We want relationships. We want our sales, our businesses to be relational. That will make it a much stronger foundation. We need to be doing things frequently in order to help people remember what it is that we're offering and what it is that we want them to do, or where they need to be, or how they need to get where they need to go. So all of these things that we're relearning, that we might be thinking, oh gosh, this new way, is just so hard, it's so foreign, it's so different, it's too much. It's doing things that we've always really done. We're just doing it in a different arena. And throughout time, people have had to learn to pivot. People have had to learn to shift their thinking, to update their methods, to be ready to change, or it's just going to pass them by. Opportunity is going to pass them by, because things are constantly changing and moving forward. And so you can be part of that, or you can refuse to be part of it, and you can miss out. So I just want to encourage you that the things that you think are difficult or foreign or are going to take so much time, that in reality, you've been doing these things all along in other ways in the past, but now you're just shifting them to social media. Does that make sense? I hope so. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. We want people to be aware of our products and services. We're using social media to make that happen. If we just put it out there once, that's not adequate. If we don't pay attention to what time we're posting, that is not helping us either. If we are unaware of the Facebook algorithm and we are not using it to our advantage, we are really missing the boat. So I say we're pushing that aside. We're embracing this thing called social media. We're going to figure it out. We're going to use it to our advantage. We're going to recognize that in many ways, we've been doing this. We're doing it in a different way. And so now we are going to use the skills that we've had all along. We're going to apply them to this new venue, this new format, and we are going to sally forth, and our business is going to not only be strong and succeed and get bigger, but it's going to be stronger. It's going to get bigger than you ever dreamed, because social media is not only a replacement for what we used to use, but it is a replacement on steroids, because you are exposed to so many more people. And that's a topic for another day. So hopefully you got something out of that. I appreciate your time, and make it a great day. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I am still in the process of getting to 100 subscribers so that I can make a custom URL. That will really mean a lot to me. The first 100 subscribers are going to go into a drawing for a gift basket, so you want to get in on that. So like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.